In this video today, I'm going to tell you how to count or the sum, the odd and the even numbers in your table using the arrays. And in this arrays, we are going to use the if and the mod and the sum function. So what we want to do here, this is the table we have. Let me explain the requirement to everybody. So in this table now, what we want to do is we want to count number of times we have the odd value, right? So or odd value, even value, whatever. And so we will also like to count it, we will also like to sum it. So basically we would like to do both the things. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to tell you how to sum the numbers using the arrays. I've written the steps also because guys have requested me that, because arrays are actually a little complex to understand, so it's always better to write the steps and you can do the practice. You can open the workbook, pause the video, and you can see how we have done it, and then you can try it. I will be also writing the formula here. I will show you at the end of the video. I'll remove the equals to sign from the formula so that you can see it. So guys, what is the idea now? If I want to sum the odd numbers, if I don't want to use the array, what I will do, I will simply write here that if, and I'm going to write here is even, and I will say that if this number actually is even, then I should be able to get this number back, otherwise 0. For any non-even number, it should give me the 0 answer. So when you drag this, you will have your answer, and here you can sum them up. Simple. If it is odd, you can change the formula from is even to is odd, right? So but this is something you are doing on the different cells, right? Obviously you can't you can't use this formula in a single cell using the entire table, using this enter, the normal, the functioning, the process like we use, but the control shift enter, you can use these functions as an array. So I'm going to use this exactly here. We're going to make a single formula. We will link all the cells together. Before I do that, I want to tell you that what exactly I'm going to do here is, for every even number, obviously we will be going ahead and capturing that number. How you're going to find the even number in the arrays? I'm going to use the mod function. Mod function actually tells you when you divide something with something, there's some remainder which comes. It can be a 0, it can be a some number, it can be 1 2 3, whatever. So guys, this is a number, this is a divisor. So if you divide any number with the 2, if the remainder comes as 0, that is the even number. So that is what I'm going to do here. Okay, so this is the concept I'm going to use in the arrays function. Before I do that, the step 1 is make an array table which should have all values. So I want to actually collect all these values in a single table. So how I'm going to do that? I'm simply going to select this table, I close the bracket, and don't press enter. Because if you press enter, you will get the error. It doesn't make any sense, because you cannot link one cell with the multiple cells. To use it as an array, which means control shift enter, you get to see the entire table. I can go to the equals to sign and press F9, right? So you have your entire table coming here, which means table is ready. Now if you're surprised with my F9 key, then as I said, please go ahead and first watch those videos which I was telling you, because they are the basic videos. Then you can come back and watch this, right? It will make a lot of sense to you. So you have the table, and this is the table output. Let me just copy the table output. I'm going to put it here just for your reference. You have the table here which is coming. What is the step 2 you want to do? Well, the step 2 is use the mod function to check if the remainder is 0 or not. So now here I will actually put the if condition. So I'm going to copy this, and this is what we will do. Now I will use the if function, and I will use the mod function, and then I'll insert this entire table. So I will say that if the divisor is 2, if output is going to be 0, then what we want to do? If the output is going to be 0, that means we would like to capture that number, because we want to sum the even numbers, right? Now remember, when I say that mod D3 to D6, ideally when you write the formula, write like D3, D4, D5, single cell we select. Here I selected the entire table. Why? Because it's an array. I can press Ctrl Shift Enter, and every number will be checked one by one. And moreover, I already showed you that this D3 to D6 refers to this entire table, 3, 4, 3 and 12. So what is happening, you're dividing 3 by 2, you will have a separate result. When you divide 44 by 2, you will have a different result, and so on, right? So this is what we are saying. If the result is going to be 0, then please capture this table. I'm going to start that. Let me just click OK. So you're going to start the table from here. So I just go here and I select the table like this. And if it is not the 0, it means it is an odd number. We would like to convert that number as 0 in the value false. Now press Ctrl Shift Enter and let's have a look here. You see that how cleverly actually you have changed all the odd numbers to 0, and this is what exactly we wanted. Right? So basically I have used the if condition here. I should have used the in the step 1, so maybe I can I can just copy this function and I can paste it here. I'm telling you actually step by step everything, and here we are just actually using the mod function, this one, Control Shift Enter, and this is what you will see: 1:0:1:0. Okay, so this is the output actually, and the output of this function is going to be this one, right? Step by step, let's go step by step. Okay, I think I wasn't able to copy and paste it. Let me press F9, Control C again, copy, and now gonna paste it. Right, so here we actually got the numbers converted into remainders, because mod is going to divide 3 by 2, you will have the remainder 1, then 44 by 2. 44 is an even number, so when you divide it by 2, you get to see here 0. That is why 44, 3 and 12 is converted into 1:0:1:0, because mod returns the remainder. Now I picked up these remainders here in this condition. I said that if this 1 is going to be equals to 0, then I want to get the value from this table, the corresponding position. You know that what is the corresponding position to this 1,0,1,0. So this is how the result looks like in the background. This is 1, this is 0, this is 1, and this is 0. So we are simply saying that if the result is going to be 0, I want my number back from the D3 to D6. So it will check. Now in this case it checks 1. 1 is not actually obviously not 0. So what happened, it goes in the false parameter and it printed 0. Then the next index is the 0, which you see here, right? So 0 is there, so that means condition satisfied. So it will check corresponding to the 0, which will be the next cell in the D3 to D6 range. Obviously it is going to be D4. So that's how you get to see your all the numbers. Finally, when you have the numbers, which is 0, 44, 0 and 12, you can simply sum them. I just copy this function and I can press Ctrl Shift Enter. So if you just change anything here, you see that the number will also change, right? Same goes for the odd number. You just write here not equals to 0, then what will happen, we'll have the odd sum. So if I just write here not equals to 0, I should be able to see the answer as 0, because there is no odd number. You can see here, if I just change this to 1, you'll have your answer 1, 1, 1. You can see that formula actually is working. This is for the odd number, right? This is let me change this back to something else. That's how it is. So you see that we have been able to sum the even and the odd numbers. Now the point is, are you able to also count the numbers on the same principle? So if I just copy this function where I have the numbers called 0, 44 and 0, 12, well in this case it must be different. It would be 0, 4, it would be actually 1 and comma 0 and comma 0 and comma 1. The point is, if I just press F9 for example, this is your output. So I'm just going to paste it here. That's the output I'm pasting. Now what happens when you use the count function, the problem which you will get this with this formula is that because 0 is also a number, you will not be able to count it. If I just Control V it, I just press Control Shift Enter, you get to see here 4, because 0 is also something which actually is going to be considered as a number. So in that case, what you can do in this particular example, if I just show you, if I just copy this and maybe I put it here. Now what we will be doing is, why don't you change this 0 to space so that it should not be counted. You want to press Ctrl Shift Enter. Look at this. For all the odd numbers you will have 1, and for all the even numbers you will have a space, right? This is your output now. This is the output which I have just pasted here, the yellow one. So guys, now if you apply the same function, so if I just change this to space, and I'm gonna count it, you'll have your answer. Space cannot be counted. So for the count you use the space, and for the even or the odd you use the 0. Of course, equals to 0 and not equals to will come. So that's how actually you can use this function. I'm gonna replace all the equals to signs so that you can see here what exactly happened. So this is your formula basically, and this is a sort of result which was coming. So we changed the table, so that's why the result would be now different. Don't go by the result, because this was from the previous values when we were using 44 and actually the 12. So I think this was the table 3 and then 44 and then 3 and 12. This was my original table. Okay. And this is for the count. You can use this function for the count. So just double click here, and so that's how. And I'm gonna show you all the screen actually. Let me just, yeah. So these are the steps which we have used, and this is how we make the formula. You can practice on it. Okay. And this is especially for the count. This one. Let me remove the equals to sign. What is the major change? The major change is in the if condition. In order to avoid 0, because 0 is also a number, we just changed it to a space. So now you have the space, and space is not going to be counted, because this is how your array would look like. So that way you can count the odd numbers, even numbers. You just need to write here equals to 0 if you want to count the even numbers. So this was the video guys on the arrays. I hope you will enjoy this video, and this will further enhance your more understanding. Actually it will enhance your understanding on the arrays. You will feel more powerful now on the arrays. In fact, not only on the arrays, because arrays also, because they use so many formulas, they use so many logics. It is not just going to help you on in building the arrays, but also otherwise also when you apply the other formulas in Excel, and when you combine 2 or 3 formulas, not always on the arrays, you will be very confident. It will give you a good confidence also. That is also the extra advantage of the arrays, right? So that's it for now guys. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful time.